Greetings, Glitter Gang, and happy Thursday. This is the fifth and final recording for Thursday, June 2nd. So far today, we have completed the back of this page. We have made this waterfall and made a closure for it. And we have made this giant photo wallet. All right, and it holds 9 photos. All right, so we've got that. And now let us, I'm just thinking, do I want to put like a ribbon on this? Oh my gosh. Can't leave anything alone. I just can't, can I? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim off that extra cardstock. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look. Don't stick. Please don't stick. Okay. Where it says, you know, this life is beautiful. In between beauty and full, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a dot pattern on the back. I'm going to follow this dot pattern and I'm going to pierce right on either side of it, following that dot line. And then I'm going to put a little baker's twine in there. Just tie a cute little ribbon. Okay, so if I'm gonna do, yeah, let's do that. Okay. So I'm just gonna pull off some of this string. Someone borrowed my sewing scissors for something in the wedding, which, you know, I definitely love. I definitely love that. I mean, I said they could do it, but still. Okay, then I'm going to turn the ends into aglets, fake aglets. So I'm going to put some Scotch Quick Dry on my finger, and then I'm going to just twist the end through the Scotch Quick Dry. Okay, and then I'm just going to let that dry and do the other side. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, now I'm just gonna put the two ends through from the back. And because they're glued, they go through pretty nicely. And then so that they can't just like re-stick down wherever they want, I'm just going to go ahead and add fresh tape to the back. Yeah, my flight, which is 6 hours, arrives at 1:20, and there's a 3-hour time difference. So I don't know, it leaves pretty early in the morning my time. But the file folder that's on the previous page, I want to make a whole album out of those. I love those so much. A 3-ring album made just out of file folders with that little band would be so cute. So Joyce suggested for this page 3 file folders of 3 different sizes that would stack, which I do think is a cute idea. So all right, so I'm just gonna burnish as best I can. Okay. And then we're gonna just tie a cute little bow. Oh, Gretchen said it first. Oh, okay. So it's Gretchen's idea and Joyce was co-signing it. Okay. We do have to do stacking file folders. I agree. I do like the idea of doing stacking file folders. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold this and I'm going to tie a knot, like a double knot. What is it? A square knot? Yeah. Okay. So I don't have to worry about it coming unraveled. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim the bow. And then I'm going to add glue. Have I ever tied a bow with a fork? I used to have a tool for tying bows that did the same thing as a fork, but the Bow Easy it was called. I don't know where my Bow Easy went. If you've been around, then you know that I can't tie bows, and that the reason I blame my dad for the reason I can't tie bows, and I blame his mom. It's like 3 generations of bow tying incompetence. And it's because my dad's the one who taught me how to tie my shoes. And he ties his shoes like a left-handed person because his mom taught him how to tie his shoes, and his mom was left-handed. And so because of that, I just can't tie bows. If you tie bows left-handed, they're upside down. Any of you who are left-handed, you probably know this. But it's with my glass mat. It's with my glass mat and my Disney album. My Bow Easy, my Disney album, and my glass mat are all together somewhere. So, no, I did get the bow jean, but it was a bad one. It was a bad bow jean. I do not know what happened to my Disney album. That is so weird. Anyway, whatever. Okay. All right. Yeah, we have like an anti-bow tying DNA. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that's why I can't tie bows. If you've ever wondered why I can't tie bows, you're like, what the heck is wrong with Kathryn? Why can she not tie a bow to save her life? It's not like it's hard. 5-year-olds do it. That's why. That's why. So that's why I can't tie a bow. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, so the movers made off with it. Okay, so what are we going to do? So we're going to make 3 file folders. So here's where we have to figure out. All right, we already know how to make 1 file folder. Okay, so file folder number 1, which I think this should be either the biggest or the middle, because we could make one that goes through all 5 rings if we wanted to. But I really think this one, should this one be the biggest or the middle? What do you think? I'll do a poll. All right, a poll is on its way. A poll is on its way. Okay. So I'll just give you a couple minutes to work on that poll. And while you're working on it, I am going to start working on the dimensions of the next size down, because regardless of whether or not this one is the next one down, there's one smaller than this one, whether it's the biggest or whether it's the middle. So all right, so I'm going to work on that. Okay, so this one is currently total. It is 8. Oh, it's like 6 by 8. Okay. So we're going to make them. So if this one is 6 by 8, we want one to be 5 by 7, basically. So file folder 2 is 5 by 7. Okay, it'll still hold 4 by 6 photos on matted, so it's fine. Okay, so all right. Okay, so it's an extra inch wider on each side than we need. So width-wise, so instead of something that's a piece of paper that's 7 inches, we need a piece of paper that's 9 inches wide by, and then the length, this one I have as 11 and 5/8 because the back is 6 and the front is 5 and 5/8, because it's basically not quite double. So what that means is this would be 10, but it's not quite 10. It's going to be 9 and 5/8. 9 and 5/8. So it's 9 by 9 and 5/8. And we're going to score the 9-inch side at 1/2, 3/4, 1, 8, 8 1/4, and 8 1/2. And then we're going to score the 9 and 5/8 inch side at 5 inches and then tab. And then this one is punch at 3 inches. So let's do punch at 2.5 inches. Okay. All right, so, okay. So here we go. Okay, so this is file folder 1. This is file folder 2. So you're going to want to take a screenshot of this, write these down, whatever, okay? All right. So Jill said we won't get a bigger one out of 12 by 12. No, if we wanted to make one bigger, we would have to make it out of 2 pieces of paper. So that's all. That's just something to think about. All right, so let's go ahead and make this one. And then that'll be the last thing that we do tonight is we'll just construct this. Okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead and construct this. And in fact, what I'll do is let me remove this from the desk so that I can put this over here so that you can still see it and write down while I'm working. All right, so we need a piece of paper that is 9 by 9 5/8. All right. Hi, Kitty, are you back? Are you back to see me? Kitty's back. Back to see everyone. All right, so first thing we do is we score at 1/2 inch on the 9-inch side. And then we flip it end over end like this. And we score at 3/4. And then we flip it end over end like this again. And we score at 1 inch. And 8 inches. And 8.5 inches actually. And then we'll flip it end over end. And we'll score at 8 1/4. Okay. Then we're going to put this in on the 9 5/8 inch side and score at 5 inches. Okay. All right, now we have a one side that's slightly bigger than the other side when we fold it. The side that's slightly bigger is the back. So this is the side that we want to keep the tabs on, the side that's slightly smaller. So on the slightly smaller side, I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to, oh my gosh, we have a rare Stormy sighting. He's hunting Kitty. He's hunting Kitty. All right, I'm going to, on the short side, 1 inch from the top, I'm going to draw a line with a pencil. Actually, I'm not going to bother drawing a line because I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cut. So I'm going to cut down from the edge to the innermost score line. And then down here at the bottom, I'm going to cut from the innermost score line down to the edge. Okay? And so you see I'm going to have something that looks like this. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to remove these score lines completely. So, hey bud, how you doing? Stormy, you want to say hi? Hey buddy. Hey buddy. Hey kid, you want to come up here? He doesn't want to come up here because he wants to lick the plastic that his girlfriend was licking earlier because he's obsessed with Kitty and he loves her even though she hates him, and he stalks her all over the house trying to make her love him, and it's really sad. All right, so 1 inch up from the score line, I'm going to cut from the edge down to the innermost score line and then from the score line to the edge. Hey buddy. Hi. And then I'm just going to cut from here all the way down to here, okay? Hey. Hey. Hi. So he's like Pepe Le Pew. Oops, I cut too far. I was just not paying attention. Be careful if you're going to use your trimmer. Be careful. They did. The cats did let my mom pet them. My mom is kind of like a cat whisperer, so cats love my mom. And in fact, even Stormy, who's very shy, let both my mom and the photographer pet him. Which is good, because my mom does really love cats. Actually, even Kitty will let my mom pet her, so. All right, so I've taped my little error. Where did you go, Stormy boy? Hey, buddy. You want to come can you let everyone see you for just a tiny little bit? If I come get you? Wait, where'd you go? Kitty, what'd you do with Stormy? What'd you do with Stormy? Huh? What'd you do? What'd you do? What'd you do? Stormy. Oh, I guess he left. I guess he left. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to punch the back, and I think I'll punch this one in the middle. So see how this one's like got the tab on the left? This one I'll put the tab in the middle. So this whole thing is 5 inches wide. I want my tab to be 2.5 inches. 5 minus 2.5 is 2.5. 2.5 divided by 2 is 1 1/4. So 1 1/4 is where we punch. So we punch at 1 1/4 and on the other side at 1 1/4. That doesn't sound right. That's because this is 7 inches, not 5. So 7 minus 2.5 is 4.5. So half of 4.5 is 2 1/4. So we punch at 2 1/4 and 2 1/4. And then we flip it over to the other side and we do the same thing. We punch at 2 1/4 and 2 1/4. This punch board is dying. I guess I killed it. I used it too much. Well, what can you do? All right, so now I'm going to line up the bottom of the dips with my wire, cut up. And then do it again. Oh no, I messed it up. All right. Gosh darn it. Okay, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm just going to tape this scrap onto the top because I don't want to remake this. Okay, so. This is what happens when you don't know what you're doing. All right, so now they're the same height. So I just need to cut 3/8 of an inch off of this top bit. So that I can even them up. Okay. All right, cool. Now, let's punch it again. 2 1/4. 2 1/4. Okay, and then we're going to remove the middle. On this one, we remove the middle. Okay, all right, there we go. We remove the middle, and now we punch the corners. Ooh, that's terrible. We'll use the 1/4 inch punch on the power punch to get a cleaner edge. Okay. All right, so now it looks like that. So on the top, we remove the sides. All right, we've recovered, but obviously this is what happens when you craft without a net. You make mistakes. But also, what's the main thing we've learned? That you can fix pretty much anything, right? Very few things are completely unfixable. Okay. All right, so we have put this back together. And now I'm just gonna, just right here where the crack is, I'm gonna put another little bit of tape. It's gonna show, but I'm just gonna, that there. Yeah, so in July, we'll find out some more information maybe about the Savannah and maybe the timeline, how soon I'm gonna have to move, things like that. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna fold, accordion fold the sides. Now I'm not gonna close it up yet because until it's decorated and we've put the eyelets in it and all of that, we don't want to close it up. And I'm not gonna, yes, Ella, we may have to move again. We actually may have to relocate for the last time, I think, to Savannah, Georgia. Mr. Lifeguards Company is making another headquarters there. I know, that's how I feel. Ella's just saying no in the chat. That's how I feel, Ella. That's how I feel. No. Exactly. But anyway, if we did move there, I think that would be the last time we moved. It would have to be, or else I'll go insane. Oh, I don't think, he doesn't have too much longer before he can retire again. I would say like 15 years max. Like that's the outside is 15 years. All right, so now we're gonna fold it up and we'll see what it looks like, you know, in comparison to the other one. Yes, they would go with us. Okay, Okay, how cute are they? Sitting on top of each other. Oh my gosh. They're so cute. They're so cute. All right, so we'll make a 4x6 one, and that'll be the last one. So this one is this. These are the measurements for this one. Okay. Look how cute. But yeah, they're making another headquarters there, and he's part of the planning committee. So he's going to be traveling back and forth between here and there for a while they're getting that second headquarters, like, you know, getting the location and staffing it up and all of that. So he's going to be doing that. And then I think they want him to be like senior staff at that location once that location is fully operational. And if we did that, then I'm sure they would relocate us. So at least I wouldn't have to, like, you know, I don't think I would be in charge of the move. You know what I mean? So that it wouldn't be as bad. It wouldn't be as bad. It wouldn't be as bad. But if that happens, then yes, my sister and her husband would probably go with us. They would probably come along with, because the housing market in Tampa is tough. Right, it's really tough. Unless you're extremely economically secure already, it's just a really hard place to even rent right now. So, and Savannah is not as bad. It's not as bad. So it's much more affordable than here still. So they're thinking that that would take some of the pressure off them. And then also, you know, the company that her husband works for is in Georgia, so he could transfer to a Georgia location. And then also my sister is trying to get a job right now. Actually, she just turned in her resume and cover letter today with Mr. Lifeguard's company, so that she would also be working for Mr. Lifeguard's company. So she wouldn't have to switch jobs. If we moved to Savannah, she wouldn't have to look for a job in Savannah. She's totally fine if she has to look for a job in Savannah. She's not worried about that. But if she doesn't have to, then that would be good. So if you keep her in your thoughts and prayers that she can get a job with Mr. Lifeguard's company, that would make things a lot easier. Anyway, okay, so that's where we are. But here we go. This is how they're going to look. These two, and then we'll make a 4x6 one. Okay, we'll make a little 4x6 one, a little BB, but they're going to be so cute. So that's where we'll pick up next week. So everyone, thank you so much for joining me this week. We got a lot done in our vintage Staples album. It's looking cute. Next week, hopefully I'll be able to tell you more about the dancing and all of that. Thank you to everyone who joined me for the book club discussion this afternoon. That was a lot of fun. And I will see you next week. So have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful evening. Stay hydrated. Check out the playlist if you want to see more videos from this project, or look in the folder for this project in the archives, which is the vintage Staples album. Thanks so much, everyone, and have a wonderful evening. Bye now.